Justin Bieber just dropped what might be his most revealing post of the year, and the internet is losing its mind over what it could mean. As 2025 came to a close, the pop star shared a series of songs that have fans convinced he's sending coded messages about his past, and the timing couldn't be more interesting. If you're curious about celebrity drama and want to stay updated on the latest happenings, make sure to subscribe so you never miss out on these stories. The whole situation started when Justin posted lyrics from a song that hit differently for anyone who's followed his romantic history. The words talk about expecting someone to hate him, asking for forgiveness, admitting guilt over past mistakes, and confessing he's not ready to fight for a certain love. These aren't just casual song lyrics. They're raw, vulnerable, and loaded with emotion. When someone with Justin's history shares something this personal, people pay attention. What really caught everyone's attention was a specific line in the song. The lyrics mentioned marking words and being all someone has. That exact phrase isn't random. It's actually the title of one of Justin's own songs, and he previously confirmed on the Ellen DeGeneres show that the track was about Selena Gomez. He specifically listed 3 songs from one of his records that were about her, and Mark My Words was among them. So when that same line shows up in his recent post, fans immediately connected the dots. The song Mark My Words opens with promises about not letting himself lose someone. The lyrics are filled with declarations and commitments that clearly meant something significant when he wrote them. Looking back now, those promises take on a different meaning given how things actually played out. The contrast between what was promised and what happened has left many people reflecting on the complexity of relationships and how things don't always go as planned. But Justin didn't stop with just one emotionally charged song. Throughout the final week of 2025, he shared multiple tracks that all seemed to follow a similar theme. One song features lyrics about calling someone at 2 in the morning, thinking about them, and questioning whether they truly feel at home with the life they chose. The emotional intensity of these choices raised eyebrows and had people wondering why he was relating so deeply to these particular songs right now. In the days leading up to Christmas, Justin continued this pattern. He posted several songs dealing with nostalgia, longing, and loves that leave lasting impressions. One track talked about still being the same way about someone, mentions of purple wood scent lingering in sheets, and feeling someone's presence even in sleep. Another referenced a specific date in December and feelings that never really went away. The lyrics spoke about buried emotions that still surface and not wanting anyone else. These weren't upbeat party tracks or random music recommendations. Every single choice seemed carefully selected to express something specific. The songs talked about missing someone, about memories that won't fade, about questioning current situations, and about loves that shaped who someone became. When you look at all these posts together, they paint a picture of someone working through complicated emotions and possibly communicating feelings they can't or won't say directly. Then there were lyrics about touching someone the way they used to, knowing every freckle and line, and spending mornings trying not to think about someone but failing. The consistent theme across all these songs was unmistakable. They dealt with past connections, lingering feelings, and the difficulty of moving forward when part of you remains tied to what was. While Justin was sharing these emotionally heavy songs, his wife Hailey took a completely different approach to ending the year. She posted about celebrating 10 New Year's Eves together with Justin, emphasizing the longevity of their relationship. The post included a middle finger emoji, which many interpreted as a response to ongoing online discussions about Justin's past relationships. Her message seemed designed to assert the strength and continuity of their marriage. However, some people were quick to point out a detail about those 10 New Year's Eves. In 2018, Justin actually didn't spend New Year's with Hailey. That particular New Year's Eve was spent with Selena Gomez during a brief period when they had reconnected. So while Hailey's post celebrated a decade together, that timeline includes a notable interruption that many fans haven't forgotten. The middle finger emoji in her caption suggested she was aware of and responding to the constant social media discussions about Justin's romantic history. The contrast between Justin's reflective song choices and Hailey's more assertive post didn't go unnoticed. People online had strong reactions to both approaches. Some commented that Hailey seemed uncomfortable with the persistent reminders of Justin's past relationship with Selena. Others pointed out that Justin appeared to be looking backward while Hailey was trying to emphasize the present and future of their marriage. The different tones of their posts sparked debates about what was really going on behind the scenes. Justin also shared something else that got people talking. He posted excerpts from a conversation he had with an AI chatbot about the music industry. The content included deep questions and reflections about how the industry operates. Many fans interpreted this as either a personal venting session or a veiled criticism of aspects of the music business. The post added another layer to an already complex series of year-end messages that had people speculating about his state of mind. Comments flooded social media platforms as people tried to decode what all of this meant. Some fans believed Justin was clearly sending indirect messages about unresolved feelings from his past. Others thought he was simply sharing music he connected with emotionally without any deeper meaning. The debate got heated as different camps defended their interpretations of his posts. One perspective suggested that artists often share music that resonates with them in the moment without it necessarily being a direct message to anyone specific. Music speaks to universal human experiences of love, loss, regret, and longing. Perhaps Justin was just connecting with songs that expressed emotions he was feeling without those emotions being directed at any particular person or situation. The alternative view held that the timing, frequency, and specific nature of these song choices were too deliberate to be coincidental. When someone shares multiple songs over several days, all dealing with similar themes of past love and lingering feelings, and when specific lyrics reference titles of songs they've previously confirmed were about someone specific, it's reasonable to think there's intentionality behind it. The situation highlighted how public figures navigate expressing personal feelings in the social media age. Direct statements can cause immediate controversy and headlines. But sharing song lyrics or artistic content allows for plausible deniability while still potentially communicating something meaningful. It's a way of expressing feelings without explicitly stating them, leaving room for interpretation. What made this particularly interesting was the stark difference in how Justin and Hailey approached the end of the year on social media. While he chose introspective, emotionally complex content that looked backward, she opted for a forward-facing message about their relationship's strength and longevity. These contrasting approaches raised questions about whether they were on the same page about how to handle public perception of their relationship. The online reaction also revealed how invested people remain in celebrity relationship histories. Years after relationships end, fans continue to analyze every social media post for hidden meanings and connections to past romances. The intensity of these discussions shows how celebrity relationships become part of public memory and cultural conversation in ways that extend far beyond the actual people involved. Some observers noted that this kind of speculation might not be fair to anyone involved. People change, relationships evolve, and what someone feels at one moment doesn't necessarily define their entire emotional reality. Reading too much into social media posts can create narratives that don't reflect the actual complexity of people's lives and feelings. Yet the posts themselves invited interpretation by their very nature. When public figures share content that seems emotionally significant, especially content that references confirmed past relationships, they're opening a door to public discussion and speculation. Whether that's intentional or just an unavoidable consequence of being famous in the digital age remains an open question. The situation also demonstrated how social media has changed the way people process and express emotions. Rather than private conversations or traditional public statements, feelings get communicated through shared songs, carefully chosen lyrics, and posts that say something without saying everything. It's a modern form of emotional expression that's both more public and more ambiguous than previous methods. As the year ended, Justin's series of posts left people with more questions than answers. Were these songs just music he was connecting with emotionally, or were they deliberate messages? Was Hailey's response directly related to what Justin was posting, or was her timing coincidental? How do the people involved in these past relationships feel about their stories being constantly revisited online? The truth is that only the people directly involved know what these posts really meant. Everything else is interpretation, speculation, and projection. But that hasn't stopped millions of people from engaging with these posts, forming opinions, and debating what it all signifies. In the age of social media, Celebrity posts become public texts that everyone feels entitled to analyze and interpret. What remains clear is that Justin ended 2025 by sharing content that resonated emotionally with many people, whether or not it had the specific meanings fans attributed to it. The songs he chose spoke to universal experiences of looking back on past relationships, wondering what might have been, and dealing with feelings that don't simply disappear when circumstances change. That emotional honesty, whether intentional or not, connected with audiences who've experienced similar complexities in their own lives. If you found this story interesting and want to stay in the loop about what's happening in the entertainment world, hit that subscribe button. These stories develop quickly, and there's always more to discuss as situations unfold and new information comes to light.